All right, so what are we discussing today there, sir?
We were talking about Christopher Nolan.
Yes. Well, we were talking about Oppenheimer, and then we worked into Christopher Nolan.
PPF.
So, get into it.
You
All
know?
right, so we were talking about Oppenheimer earlier, and just discussing Christopher Nolan in general. So, going through it all, like, what would you say, watching all of your, like, all the Christopher Nolan movies that you know that you've watched, which one would you say is, like, your absolute favorite? Excluding Oppenheimer, and then we'll add Oppenheimer later.
I'm going to have to say Dark Knight. Because that was
Dark
just
Knight.
like... That was my first impression of Chris. That was like my, okay, Christopher Nolan exists.
Okay.
You know, like...
Did you watch anything before that?
Well, probably. But...
You don't know?
No, I don't know, but... Because I guarantee you that I've seen Christopher Nolan's movies, but I just didn't know that it was Christopher Nolan. Because up until Dark Knight, I just watched movies to watch a movie, you know? I didn't really pay attention to who directed it.
Did you see the Prestige?
Yes. I believe you... I think we watched The Prestige.
I want to say we did.
I think we did.
I don't know. I'm drunk a lot.
I've seen The Tenant, so that was...
Well, yeah,
one.
I know you've seen Tenet.
Yeah.
You've seen Inception.
I saw The Tenant, not knowing that
It's not The Tenet. It's just Tenet.
I thought, okay, whatever. I saw that not knowing that it was a Christopher Nolan movie. I just watched it because the main character was black, damn it.
There's a very, there's a very real style to Christopher Nolan's movies.
Yeah, I noticed that now in hindsight. But
Okay.
while watching those movies, I did not. Because I would always watch a movie just to watch a movie. Whether it was good or not was just depending on the movie. So, I mean, call it raw input if you will. Because, I mean...
No,
It's just an unbiased, just, okay, I'll watch this movie and determine whether it's good or not. Oh, it happened to be a Christopher Nolan movie type of thing, you know?
So I'd have to say my very first one, my first favorite was The Prestige. That was my first Christopher Nolan movie where I was like, holy shit. Okay,
That was the one with, like, I mean, he's always had a stacked cast.
Oh, God, yeah.
That was with, like, Matt Damon.
Without knowing it, when I first watched...
Who else was in that? Matt Damon.
Which one, I'm sorry?
Prestige.
Oh, The Prestige? No,
Yeah.
Matt Damon wasn't in that one. That was Michael Caine, Hugh Jackman.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of a completely different movie. The Prestige was the Magician movie. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We watched that together because I hadn't seen it before.
Yeah, that was my very first favorite one.
That was Michael Caine and Christian Bale,
Hugh Jackman, Scarlett Johansson.
Yes. Yeah. that was definitely a good flick.
Phenomenal movie. And I only remember it because at the same time The Illusionist came out with Edward Norton, and I hated The Illusionist. It was such a terrible goddamn
Did you compare it to The Prestige?
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Do you hate when movie studios do that, where they release essentially the same movie?
The same
like
movie.
Armageddon, Deep Impact.
They do that constantly. They do it more with horror movies now, where they'll release the same like style horror movie. Like you see that more so now than you do, because like coming out right now, there's 2 possession movies, Talk to Me, and
Nun 2.
Exorcist. Huh?
Oh yeah, that's right. Nun isn't I was thinking of The Nun. That's not a possession movie.
Oh no. Well, I mean it might be. I don't know. I never watched it.
I mean the first one wasn't. So.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Talk to Me and Exorcist, the sequel to The Exorcist. Like these 2 movies are coming out. They're essentially the same fucking thing. I could be wrong. Somebody might get angry and tell me that I'm a fuckface and I don't know my horror movies.
Right
which
back
is
at
true,
you, fuckface.
I don't. I don't fucking, unless it is a space horror movie, I'm not watching it. I don't care for the whole slasher.
I watch horror movies. But I have an understanding that most horror movies that come out just not going to be up to par. Like horror
They never
movies,
really are.
Horror movies at this point have become very predictable. The storyline doesn't really change much. There's just not much to work with.
You can say that about most action movies too, though.
Very true. Yes, but I guess people do. I feel like there's a wider range to work with when it comes to an action movie versus a horror movie, because with a horror movie, you're essentially just trying to achieve the same thing repeatedly.
That's very true. You're just trying to find new jump scares.
Exactly. Yeah. You're just trying to be unpredictable in that sense. So when it comes to that, like I just watch horror movies just to see how they achieve that. Just like what approach they take.
I'm the jackass that if I don't watch the movie, I'll read about it. Just because I'm so interested in stories. Like there was... Okay, I'll give you 2 examples. The Human Centipede. Never watched that unbelievable garbage movie. But I read the entire synopsis and everything. I know exactly what happens in the movie. I was really upset with...
3 of them?
Yeah. I read the second one too. After the second one, I'm never doing this ever again.
There's no point.
I don't know why I even put myself through it. I read one of the Saws. I think it was Saw 4. I watched the first Saw, I watched the second Saw, and I was unbelievably done after that point. I think I read the third or the fourth one.
Do you want to play a game?
That's War Games. Yeah, no, I stopped doing it. The most ridiculous horror movie that I ever read was called Teeth. You ever hear about this shit?
No.
I'm not joking. This is an actual fucking movie. It's called Teeth. And it's about a girl that has teeth in her vagina. Actually, yeah. Like, this is the whole premise of the fucking movie. She has teeth in her cooch. And she gets, like, violated by her doctor. And she bites his fingers off. She gets... some truck driver tries to rape her, or some dude in high school tries to rape her or whatnot, and she bites his shit off, and then like the doctor and the boy are both sitting next to each other in the hospital. It's supposed to be like the funny part of the whole movie. I read about all this shit.
Very funny, by the way.
It's fucking stupid. they gave it a fucking name. They like some medical fucking name about having teeth in your fucking vagina. I don't know. Like, it's fucking stupid.
Didn't you read yesterday something about your prostate can actually form teeth?
That was a
The stupid facts that you're supposed to
no, I sent them one today. I sent them that the 2% milk and horse semen have the same liquid consistency.
Okay, moving on.
Until we meet again.
Okay.
Oh god, like
Oh, these
facts.
Skeletor from He-Man, and this guy on
that. I know what you're talking.
Yeah,
That shit is funny.
It's like, remember, 2% milk and horse semen have the same liquid consistency.
Some of them shits are.
Until we meet again.
He's just running away down the tunnel. Hey, that shit's funny.
It's the best shit.
Yeah.
I watched like 90 of these fucking things
That
last
shit's
night.
actually really funny.
Couldn't-
I can't lie.
30 minutes, they got to the point where I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Because all you hear is, till we meet again.
It's some funny shit. I can't lie to you.
There was there was the best one that I fucking saw last night. It was if a deaf I can't think of it now.
Are you gonna if I know it? I already know what it is. You ready to hear this?
Yeah, go ahead.
If a deaf person is giving you a hand job, it's technically a blow.
Yeah.
Until we meet again.
Until we meet again.
Yeah, I know that one. Yep.
Yeah, I fucking love it.
Yep.
I have to send that one to my boys in the kitchen. We got really off track here.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. All right. So we were talking about
Christopher Nolan.
yeah, but we were talking about terrible horror movies and reading about them and shit like that. Yeah. Let's go back to Christopher Nolan. So, I watched The Prestige. That was my very first one, and then we moved.
Oh yeah, that's how we segued.
Yeah.
'Cause it was,
So after The Prestige, I remember The Prestige because I watched The Illusionist with Jessica Biel and Edward Norton, and that was just a god-awful movie. I like somebody must have gotten like some kind of hint from Christopher Nolan's Prestige and tried to make it their own, and they just failed. It was just...
Was it really like close to the storyline?
It wasn't necessarily close, but like they were trying to do the whole twist at the end and make it.
They didn't pull it off.
They just did not. It was an awful movie. I love Edward Norton as an actor. Jessica Biel is cool. But yeah, just what didn't just the movie just didn't make it.
Yeah. No.
But then I started going backwards and realized that I had watched a lot more Christopher Nolan movies than I've actually seen. So like Insomnia was Christopher Nolan. Did you ever watch that one?
I don't know.
Yeah, Insomnia was Robin Williams and Al Pacino.
Mm.
Damn good movie. It was long, kind of slow, but it was a really good flick. I didn't watch Memento until I actually knew who Christopher Nolan was and went back and started watching all of his shit. But then, yeah, you got like Inception, and then you got Batman Begins, Dark Knight, so on and so forth.
Wait, how many Batmans did he do?
He did 3 Batmans, and then he produced. He didn't direct, which I realize now, because I always thought that he directed the movie, but he didn't. He wrote it and produced it, but he did Man of Steel.
Oh, he didn't direct
He
Man
didn't
of
direct Man of Steel. Zack Snyder directed Man of Steel, which is why they were able to take the movie, because Christopher Nolan wouldn't have let Man of Steel into the DC universe.
Why?
He didn't want it.
Well, he would have directed it different.
He would have definitely directed it differently, but because he had such a hand in Man of Steel, it is a Christopher Nolan movie. But it was directed by Zack Snyder. At least I believe so. I could be completely wrong. I'm very... Huh? Okay.
Yes, he's correct. Or...
But yeah, so like they wanted Christian Bale in like the latest Flash movie, but they had to go through the channels and all that kind of shit. But Christian Bale actually said no.
Really?
Which apparently there's a lot of different Batman and a lot of different spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the Flash movie, which I haven't either, but I already know this.
What a fuckface. Wait, so what? So Christian Bale said no.
Yeah.
And so you said there's
multiple Batman, and this is like, okay, so the Flash is DC's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse movie. Yeah. That's their whole like multiverse timeline bullshit.
It's not Flashpoint Paradox, is it?
It is, but it isn't, I guess. So they bring on, from what I understand, they bring on like 4 to 5 different Batman, and they bring on like 6 or 7 different Supermen. They even have Nicolas Cage's long-haired Superman in this movie. I instantly want to boycott this shit just because of that.
Why?
Instantly.
I haven't even seen the Cage as a Superman.
No, because it never happened.
So then why?
Because it was going to happen.
It didn't happen for a reason, so why?
I don't know. Because people, for some reason, wanted to fucking see that fucking horseshit. I don't care who hates me for this. I cannot fucking stand Nicolas Cage movies. Do you want to know when a Nicolas Cage movie is bad? He's got...
Rider.
God damn it. He ruined my favorite fucking superhero. God, he ruined it. Nicolas Cage's movies are terrible when he has long hair.
National Treasure, he didn't have long hair.
That's probably the one and only decent movie that he ever did besides Raising Arizona. And The Rock. But he's not good in The Rock. Everybody else is. Sean Connery, Ed Harris, everybody else is great in The Rock, except for Nicolas Cage.
But yeah.
We got off topic again.
Long story short. I don't know what the long story was, so I can't really shorten it.
We were talking about Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
What did we... So we discussed the favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
You said Dark Knight?
Yeah, Dark Knight was the one.
I had to say Dark Knight is probably the best Batman movie.
Easily. Yeah.
Easily.
I'm
still a 100% Keaton fan.
Yeah.
Keaton to me is the best Batman.
Christian Bale I think Christian Bale was a better Bruce Wayne.
I think a lot of them have been good Bruce Waynes, but I feel like that's the problem with DC is they don't look at a good Batman.
Yeah. Who's been a good Batman though? Keaton?
Keaton was a great Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I might just be biased because that was my first Batman.
Right.
But And all right, so like spread them all out. You got Keaton Batman. I feel like Keaton was the only one that could play Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Yeah.
Then you got Val Kilmer,
I forgot
who was a
about that.
good Bruce Wayne,
Decent Batman.
but he didn't really do much as Batman. I'm not gonna say he was terrible,
yeah,
but I'm not gonna say he was a
decent.
great Batman.
Decent at best.
But he really didn't have much to work with. Then you got Clooney.
Fuck.
I'm sorry, Clooney was a terrible Bruce Wayne and a terrible fucking Batman, and fuck
I don't
Schumacher for putting goddamn nips on the Batsuit. What is wrong with you?
I forgot about that shit.
Yeah, nips on the.
Yeah,
like,
I don't
really.
even consider Clooney as Batman.
Superman even got nips on his fucking suit.
Had any suit, right?
Like,
Shit,
why
even-
the fuck you gonna put
even-
nips on the
even-
Batsuit?
Even in Smallville, motherfuckers
Right?
didn't have nips.
It's like you did a fucking like a goddamn titty mold as Batman. You're like, I'm here to fight crime in the cold
This
in
is
July.
definitely- Is it cold or are you just feeling it?
I want to see fucking George Clooney Batman just rub his bat nipples.
Yeah.
Like, crime makes me hard.
Lois left me for the. Oh, not Lois, but.
All right, so yeah, you got fucking Clooney, who was bad on like through and through. We didn't even discuss Adam West because he was the first Batman, which
I guess for being the first.
I don't even think you put Adam West in there. Adam West just already has a pedestal. He's he's Adam
he's
West.
the first. Yeah, it's Adam West. Like,
He's Adam
you
West.
just have to
He's
give
just-
him
Yeah.
the respect of establishing it, essentially.
Which apparently Adam West is in The Flash as well. Sorry, spoilers. Okay, so after Clooney, you got.
I don't know the time at all.
No, I'm trying to think of it. Give me a second. Give me 76 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 7, D6. Okay.
After Clooney, I guess it was Bale.
Which one was Clooney? What movie was that? What was like the name of it?
Clooney was Batman and Robin.
Oh. Then yeah.
That's where you had Schwarzenegger as Freeze,
yeah.
Uma Thurman as
Oh my
Ivy,
fucking God. Jesus. Man, he took me back by saying Schwarzenegger as Freeze.
whatever his name was, O'Neill or whatever, as Robin.
I just can picture Schwarzenegger's face in that crystal dome.
Oh my
face.
God! Come on, that was the best
Oh
one.
my God. What's
Remember
the
to wind ice your pipes.
Shut up. Just stop.
Okay, everybody, chill.
Oh my God, I forgot about that shit. I forgot about that shit. Oh my God.
I love Arnold Schwarzenegger shit. It's the best.
That is so fucking.
Come on, do it. Come on, do it now.
Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
Get to the chapel.
Get to the chopper. Yeah, yeah.
Man.
Okay, everybody,
Okay,
chill.
Okay, real quick.
What?
Is there like what's the okay, besides
What do you want?
obviously
Tell me now. Do it. Okay, I'm
the
sorry.
Dark Knight's Joker. Who are we talking's best Batman villain?
I'm sorry. Besides Dark Knight's Joker,
Besides Heath Ledger.
who's the best Bat villain? Can I say Joker?
Not Heath Ledger's.
Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
Again, I'm biased.
You are very biased. Yes.
Very biased. Jack Nicholson was the Joker. Easy.
I'll give you that.
Easy. He was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal. Now, you're actually talking about like really putting like everything out there, unbiased, and not throwing Heath Ledger into that shit.
Because obviously Heath Ledger was Heath Ledger, you know.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, hands down.
Yeah?
No. Come on, do it.
Come on.
Just
kidding.
Best villain. I was really impressed with this latest Riddler. I thought he
I
was
still
good.
haven't seen that one actually, yeah.
Yes, you have. You watched it with me. We were just drunk, and you don't remember it.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we watched it. Oh wait, no, you
No,
left.
yes,
That's right. You
yes.
watched you watched the first 10 minutes. I forget about it. All right. So this
Who even was the Batman in that one? Who played
that was Robert Pattinson.
Was he good?
He was not bad
Okay. I mean, he's
for a year one long Halloween Batman.
Mm-hmm.
He was good. I didn't. He was good. Batman. Bruce Wayne. He was more of like an emo sad girl. My parents are dead.
Yeah, my pussy hurt.
No, I I shouldn't say that. No, he was actually really good. Andy Serkis was a good Alfred.
Okay.
I really
Michael
I
Keaton's
appreciate
still
almost
good.
anything that Andy Serkis does, as long as he's not directing movies. Because
I mean, I'm sorry, I said Michael Caine. Michael Caine is still better. I don't care.
Michael Caine is
Michael
the best.
Caine's the best.
Michael Caine is the best thing that
Best Alfred that's ever.
you have. Michael Caine touch anything, it's fucking gold. I want
Phenomenal.
Michael Caine to just poke
Shit.
my butthole
Now You See Me.
just once.
Michael Caine made Now You
Just-
See Me so good.
Just Michael Caine could just poke my butthole, and my butthole's gonna turn into gold. I don't know why I said butthole, but
Yeah.
anything Michael Caine touches turns to fucking gold. All you need
want
is
that-
his fucking
You want that golden touch?
unbelievably,
Oh yeah.
unbelievably.
Just the tip, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I bet.
I am uber in love with Michael Caine.
I
The
bet.
moment, the day that man, I don't want to say this out loud. The moment,
He's proud to say this, by the way.
the moment something happens to Michael Caine or he leaves this world, I will cry that day.
I rescind my previous comment. I wish nothing but the best, Michael Caine.
I love Michael Caine. He is absolutely the best. And I love that he's always in a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yes, that is very impressive.
He was the best Alfred. I would have to say maybe Andy Serkis was probably the second. And I do not agree with having Jeremy Irons as Alfred
I
whatsoever.
don't even know who Jeremy Irons is.
Jeremy Irons was the Alfred for Ben Affleck in Justice
I don't
League.
give two shits about Ben Affleck Batman. So that's like the most recent ones, right?
Ben Affleck was a good Bruce Wayne, and that was literally it.
Because Ben Affleck, all he had to do was just be Ben Affleck.
He just had to look pretty.
Yes,
That's all Bruce Wayne has to do is
look
look
pretty
pretty.
and act rich.
That's all he has to do is to be Bruce Wayne. That's all you have to do is just look pretty.
Right.
There's only been 2 good Clark Kents.
Who have been?
Christopher Reeve. He played the nerdy Clark Kent like beautifully.
Very yeah.
And then I would have to say Henry Cavill.
Yeah, I was gonna say Henry Cavill's probably.
Henry Cavill played he was just like a little like too charming looking to be, but he pulled the nerd off well for Superman or for Clark Kent.
For Clark Kent.
Brendan
But that being
Routh-
said, he pulled off Superman.
Brendan Routh, I would say, is the third in line for that one. He was a good Clark Kent. I just don't think Brendan Routh was a good Superman.
Yeah.
Just
I think Henry Cavill's probably the better balance between the two.
Henry Cavill, I'm sorry,
He's Superman.
he was 100% Superman for me until he did The Witcher. After The
Yeah.
Witcher, I was like, yeah, fuck Superman.
Yeah, but now
dude.
he's not in The Witcher. So,
I know. Don't stop it.
Yep. Cry about it.
I'm.
You know what? That also makes me quick little sidebar. It also makes me disappointed for where The Witcher's going to head, because the reason why he did not want to be in The Witcher anymore was because if they continue to divert from the source material, so that just leads me to believe that
they're gonna
further-
divert. Oh, man.
They're going So Witcher without Henry Cavill is just gonna be
a show.
Yes, essentially just a show that, I mean, call it Halo.
You want to make a bet?
Yeah.
It lasts 1 season.
Henry Cavill, come back.
He's not gonna come back. He's
No,
officially
it's
retired
done.
from being The Witcher.
Yeah, it's
but
done.
let's do a chef's bet.
Okay. You bet that it's gonna be a season. I think it's gonna be 2 seasons, but people are gonna be done by the first season.
Shake it. Let's do this.
It's chicken.
All right. I say 1 season. It's completely done. You say 2 seasons, but it's gonna die after the first one.
They're only gonna do 2 seasons because they're like, oh, it's The Witcher, dude. Come on.
I don't know.
That's usually how they do. They gotta ride out the money waves, and then once it's like, okay, yeah, we probably shouldn't do
That's
a
true.
third season.
Netflix is a bunch of whores.
Exactly. I I mean, we're looking at Netflix right now, and it's promoting the quarterback with the 3-star quarterbacks being Patrick Mahomes, Marcus Mariota, and Kirk fucking Cousins.
Well, that's a different episode.
Yeah, this is a different episode.
We're not gonna get into that one.
Yeah, we should do a future episode.
Yeah,
PPF of the
We get a
NFL.
Can we get a soundboard?
We
It
can.
has Arnold Schwarzenegger voices.
We actually can. Yes,
I want that so
we
bad.
can definitely do that. Get to the chapel.
Get to the chopper now. Come on, do it.
Shit.
Okay. So off course.
37 minutes.
How are we so off course?
How
How do we do this?
I blame Brandon.
That's fair. I do like to change subjects a lot. Okay.
He enjoys it.
We're talking about Batman. You had asked
The better villain.
better villain. Okay. So I did like the Riddler. Can't do.
Keith Ledger.
I really did enjoy how they did Two-Face.
I have to agree. Yeah.
Thomas Jane's Two-Face was.
Yeah.
That,
I have to
that is
agree with
Thomas
that
Jane,
one.
right? No, that's Aaron Eckhart.
I don't know this dude by name.
I think it's. I get the two confused a lot, but I
Yeah.
think it's Aaron Eckhart. Anyways, Two-Face was really, really good. Granted, it wasn't the exact way that they normally did it, but the way that they see, this is like,
This is where they took their spin on it and actually pulled it off.
yeah. So this is why I appreciate the Christopher Nolan Batmans is that it was the pure modern take on Batman.
Right.
So if Batman was actually going to happen,
In this day and age, yes.
you were gonna have some fucking
Obviously not this day and age.
Rich
You'd probably
fucking-
get canceled or some shit like that.
right. You're gonna have some fucking rich goddamn nutbag with mental problems jump into a goddamn bat suit and beat up a bunch of fucking, low
Other
life criminals
mental
and shit.
Yeah.
Instead of going after the goddamn corporations that are actually destroying your fucking city, like any smart person would do.
Isn't like LexCorp a thing? I don't know.
Right? Oh, apparently in this fucking universe. Oh, no. The other one. Ben Affleck's one. Nah.
There you go.
So, yeah, instead of, beating up the goddamn corporations and
Right.
shit, you're just going to go beat the shit out of a bunch of low-life fucking criminals.
you sold some drugs? Yeah. You're getting your ass beat
Guess
today.
what?
Where are the drugs? Where are they?
Where are the drugs going?
You're going to jail for 100 years.
Oh, man. That shit was so bad. Yeah. So, I really liked Two-Face. I know a lot of people might hate me for this one. I know a lot of my friends hate me for this one. But I liked Bane. I liked him. I didn't think he was terrible. I enjoyed it. But I'm also
all I can think of is just like people mocking his voice.
all the time. I'm a Tom Hardy whore. Like, I'm a groupie.
I still forget to this day that it's Tom Hardy.
I am a
just, like-
Tom Hardy groupie. I will, if that man came up to me and said, like, yo, I'd be like, yes, please. He's probably just asking me what the time is, and I'm already pulling my pants down.
Yeah.
Like, yes? No. I love Tom Hardy. I think he's one of the best fucking actors we
Yeah,
have
he definitely is.
in this day and
He
age.
definitely is.
When you watch him in Peaky Blinders,
Yeah. That's some shit right there.
bro,
The
I'm telling you right
Gentleman?
now. Oh, wait, no, he's not in the gentleman.
Oh, he's not?
No, he's not.
Oh, I'm thinking of what's his face?
Hmm.
One of the brothers. One of the brothers in The Gentleman.
The Brothers?
Am I thinking of The Gentleman there?
I don't think you're thinking of the gentleman.
What the fuck am I thinking of?
The Gentleman has Matthew McConaughey.
Okay,
Charlie
no, I'm
Hunnam.
not thinking of The Gentleman. What the fuck am I thinking of?
I have no fucking clue. Boy.
I don't
Fuck
know.
are you thinking
I
about?
don't know what I'm thinking. There's a show. Is it a show or a movie? Anyway, there's two brothers who are basically the top notches of a gang, right?
A gang?
Yes, call it a gang. That's like the simplest way to call it.
I thought you were gonna say boxing because I was gonna tell you it was warrior.
It's okay. Best way. This is like the best part I can explain it. So there's the two of them are the top of it, right? And one of them ends up. Yes,
You're thinking of Legend.
Thank you. I'm thinking of Legend. Yes.
Yes. Tom Hardy plays
Yes.
both roles.
Yes.
Good movie.
Yes.
Didn't do that great, but it's a good movie.
Yeah. Honestly, it is a good movie because it's just like.
No, you get to actually see a really large range of his acting prowess, which is so fucking good.
Like, he was just so dynamic in that shit.
Oh, he's
Like,
amazing.
It was impressive.
Absolutely, man. When he does the fucking, they're in the bar, and he's trying to distract the guys, like when they walk in. He's like, "I came for a fucking shootout,
Yes.
proper, like a western. Get the fuck out of my way." He's fucking
He's
stores up.
so like stone faced, and they just believe the shit out of him.
Oh, he's so fucking good.
He's just like
Absolutely. That's why I'm saying
that was it was like an acting entendre right there. That's
I
what
am
could call it.
like I'm a super groupie for Tom Hardy. I love it. Granted, Venom movies are not my favorite.
We're just not even talking about those.
I wish that he never did Venom.
We're just not
I
going to talk
honestly,
about those.
I wish that he would have taken on the next Wolverine role, but he never
Okay,
did.
he's talking about it, but we're not going to talk about those.
No.
Yes, because Venom was just.
Me personally, I don't think Venom should have been done at all. I don't think it should have been done whatsoever.
I think what was it? Spider-Man 3?
Yeah. Oh God, you had to say it.
That was like
You
the
had to say it.
sign. That was like the sign that you should just not do Venom.
Okay, so
Okay. Venom
no,
Spider-Man.
hold on. First off, they got Brett Ratner to do this fucking film. Okay? No. I've got things to say.
Excuse me. That fucker's face now. Like, I can't see his face and not see him being a fucking dumbass in Spider-Man 3.
It wasn't even just Spider-Man 3. X-Men: The Last Stand.
Oh my god.
He fucked that story so goddamn hard.
I mean,
Angel made... Okay, first off, let's be real. Angel doesn't do jack shit in the
Ever.
X-Men universe. We're like, really.
ever.
That's why Deadpool calls him the fucking putz with pigeon wings.
That man's literally a surveillance drone could have achieved his job. Like
Anything could have... A Cessna could have fucking achieved his goddamn
fucking
job.
Squirrel. Jesus Christ, could have achieved that motherfucker's job because
A frisbee. You could have thrown a frisbee and it would have been...
goddamn it. Like, we could have took this to Australia and thrown that bitch and it would have came back. Ooh, what information did you bring me
Oh
this
my
time?
god. And you know what's funny is that like even when they did X-Men Apocalypse, Angel still barely did jack shit. You gave him metal wings, which was supposed to be Archangel,
Yes.
and he still didn't do jack shit.
Metal
Still didn't
Wings,
do jack shit.
He turned into a surveillance drone.
Got his ass kicked by Nightcrawler by getting slammed into a fucking metal cage. That was it. That was all. That was done.
At least
Congratulations.
they did Nightcrawler decent.
Eh,
Decent.
yeah.
I said decent.
Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah.
Now you're just a dumbass.
Okay. We were on the cruise ship and I fucking watched X-Men Apocalypse twice because I was trying to fucking just go to sleep at night. I needed something boring as fuck all to watch.
That's a great movie. What are you talking? I couldn't even.
Did I ever
finish
tell
the
you how I bought that movie?
You were very drunk.
I was stoned out of my ass. And I thought I was
That was the other option.
yeah. Yeah. I thought I was renting it.
Oh god. Oh god.
I woke up the next morning and like the screen was still on and it had X-Men Apocalypse on there in my gallery of movies and I was like, why is it still there? It should be at the top because it was at the bottom of my list.
Oh god.
And I was like, well, why is it at the very bottom of my movie list?
Mm-hmm.
It should be at the top with the rent it because I buy everything on Google. And yeah, no, I fucking bought it.
Motherfucker bought this shit.
I still have it,
Hey, take a
unfortunately.
pee break.
Are you buzzing this?
No.
You no buzz it? I'm just gonna say stupid shit into the microphone.
Say stupid shit. I'll just cut it out.
But why?
Because.
Why would you do this?
You know why?
Yeah. Hey, Jahfari, if you listen to this, you need to know one thing. Not every pee-pee time is a poo-poo time. But every poo-poo time is a pee-pee time. Words to live by, number 101. I don't think squirrels are real. I think squirrels were created by the government. They're all mechanical. Who hates squirrels? Like, really? It's a perfect plan.
We haven't even started talking about Oppenheimer.
No, because you said we weren't supposed to.
Okay, when the fuck did we stop?
I don't know. We went off on such a long tangent.
Well, bringing it back to Christopher Nolan.
This is so fucked episode.
I think as a summary, we can conclude that, obviously, Christopher Nolan has the best Batman movie. Which also tags with the best Batman villain in Heath Ledger's Joker. But, you can also follow that up with
Let's get into a real conversation.
Two-Face.
So going back and looking at from past Christopher Nolan movies that you've known and enjoyed to like up to Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
So you said your favorite movie is
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. Right. Mine is definitely Interstellar.
Who would have saw that coming?
You fuck your couch.
That movie sucks. It was a joke. Don't
like
hate
who the hell
on
wants to
me.
watch, a bunch of space and Matthew McConaughey? Like, ooh.
Ooh.
Definitely Interstellar, hands down. I fucking love this movie.
Damn good movie. Damn good fucking movie.
And I am still finding shit out about this movie.
Yeah, even to this day.
Like every single time I watch it, or if I see a clip on it, I see some small nuance that Christopher Nolan threw into the movie that I didn't catch before. Like there's one scene. Spoiler, I guess, if you haven't seen Interstellar.
Fuck,
if you haven't
if
seen
you haven't seen
Interstellar by this
Interstellar,
point in time,
go touch some grass. God damn it! Like, go read a book. Go.
get the fuck up and go do something with your life if you have not fucking seen Interstellar yet. And if you don't like it or you don't understand it, get the fuck off this podcast.
Yes.
Something wrong with
Wholeheartedly.
you, you ass. Anyways, so there's a scene.
Non-biased, by the way.
Dude. There's a scene when Matthew McConaughey is where Cooper's holding on to Murph.
Mm-hmm.
And he's telling her, he's like, there's something that your mom said to me that I didn't understand at the time, but I understand now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, we, as parents, like, we now are just here to be memories for our kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, I didn't understand at the time, but now I get it. Parents are just the ghosts for their children. The whole premise of the whole idea of the movie was that he was Murphy's ghost behind the bookcase and all that other kind of shit. Never picked up that line. The entire fucking 14.
You're saying you didn't?
I didn't. The entire 14, 15 fucking times I've seen this goddamn movie, I never paid attention to that fucking line. Why? No clue. Maybe I've been too drunk or high, but
Or both.
or both. But yeah, I never picked up that fucking line. I had to see it on a goddamn meme on Instagram. And I was like, oh, fuck me.
Like, wait a damn minute. Wait a damn minute.
Yeah, it was one of those oh, son of a bitch.
Now it makes sense.
I hate those moments because it's like if I had just paid a little bit more close attention.
Yeah.
But I love that. I still love finding things about his movies that I didn't fucking catch before. Like Memento. I still find things about Memento. Interstellar. I think I've found everything on Inception. I don't think there's been anything secret that's come out in the last
Inception
10
was a
years
good
about
movie.
fucking Inception. It's my daughter's favorite movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like looking at all of his works from all those up to now, do you see, let me ask you this question. Do you see the same influence with
like
Oppenheimer, or do you
like
see
commonality almost?
Yeah, like a commonality, or do you see Oppenheimer being this whole new thing? 'Cause, like, did you watch Dunkirk?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, I really love Dunkirk.
I love Dunkirk too, and he
Dunkirk's
uses
probably one of my
and he
favorite
uses
like
a
war
lot of the
movies.
same actors in a lot of his movies, which
Like,
God, I love it so much.
honestly, I didn't notice in Dunkirk like what actors he used. I was really just invested in just like the
Oh, really?
moments. In the
Oh, he
moments
uses a lot of the same actors.
I couldn't tell you that. Like,
Oh,
like
Cillian Murphy's in Dunkirk.
couldn't tell you that. Like,
God, yeah.
I'm honestly I'm very bad with names and actors when it comes to that, but like for the most part, I do recognize faces. Like, obviously, like Christian Bale, Michael Caine.
Yeah,
et cetera,
I
et
got you.
cetera. But with Dunkirk, fuck, man, I might have to put Dunkirk above Dark Knight because it just like I watched that in the theater with like literally my 3 of my best buddies, and we were all just like, we didn't say shit the whole movie. We were literally just sitting there watching that movie just in amazement, just of how
Oh, it's beautifully done.
it was just like how they just captured each moment and like kind of essentially not really put you in their shoes because you couldn't really be in their shoes, but you were able to feel the intensity.
Oh, 100%.
And I would say that's the commonality
Between like Dunkirk and Oppenheimer?
between like Christopher Nolan.
Oh, okay.
Like you feel the intensity. So yes, between Dunkirk and Oppenheimer, but also between like Interstellar, you felt that intensity when like when his life was like,
100%.
damn, am I even gonna survive these next minutes? Like, do I know what's gonna happen? Like when approaching the black hole, et cetera, like finding these new discoveries like as they're happening. It's just like
so good.
You don't put yourself in their shoes in the sense to feel like, oh, you're on the brink of death, but you feel the intensity of the importance of the moment, if that makes sense.
No, that totally makes sense.
So
he does that very well with a lot of his movies.
yes,
but
he captures it in very different ways, both in picture, both in the actors.
But like he does it
demeanor.
he does it environmentally.
Yes.
Which I think is like the best thing, because like when he does it in The Prestige, I know I'm jumping all the way back, but when he does it in like The Prestige, he does it with like an environment when like you see Hugh Jackman like drop into the water tank, but he's showing everything around the
not
water
just
tank.
the water tank.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because like a lot of movies will just focus on that kind of shit. Like no, he shows like everything.
He'll show
Stepping
the
into the
audience.
machine in The
Yes.
Prestige,
Yes.
and like the music is kicking up, the electricity
it's
is
just
kicking, like
all
everything.
all of it matters.
Yeah, and so then when like you fast forward with, let's say, Inception, when you're getting all the way, like the van is about to hit the water in the first dream, and they're trying to figure out how the fuck they're gonna kick everybody back up.
Yes.
While the first kick is coming
Yes.
down, they're trying to kick everybody back
Everybody
up
up, yeah.
through like the layers of the
Yes.
dream. So fucking intense.
Exactly. Like I just like intense. Like the intensity is like just the best way
Oh
to
yeah,
describe it.
yeah.
It's
I
like
think that's the only way to describe it.
Because then you can also speak to Dark Knight when I guess one moment could be when Bruce Wayne's throwing his party, right? And everybody's there. What's her name? Fuck. I can't. I'm just.
Shit.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. So essentially, when they're in the party looking for Harvey Dent.
When
Yes.
Ledger shows up.
Yes.
And
Ledger shows up. He's looking for Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
He makes a big fucking.
But there's
scene.
that it's all tense.
Yes.
In that
It's
same
like
scene.
everybody's just like, fuck. We don't know what's gonna happen, but we know something's gonna happen.
So I agree with you. I really do. But I think the really tense scene about that whole movie, at least for me, the one that got me, was the very end.
When they were both.
No, when Harvey Dent has Gordon's family.
Yes.
Because it was when you see everything else happening and nobody else knows that this shit is going on. Harvey Dent has lost his fucking mind, and he's killing fucking people throughout the city, or he's doing this and that,
All this other
and then
shit.
he gets Gordon's fucking family, and he's flipping the coin.
Oh,
That was
that-
the
yes.
intense fucking part of the movie. Where I was like,
uh-huh.
I know he wasn't going to do it,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
but like every time
But
I'm
it's
watching a
just like,
movie,
damn,
it's one of those
could he?
scenes where it's like, what if this guy just
what if he just
like
did
like
it?
just loses it and
What
just
if he just
shoots his wife?
like what if he just did it?
You know, like
And you know why? Okay, like this is why I also think Heath Ledger is so important, because I think Heath Ledger builds us into that, because we've seen that from him. Like we've seen the fact that Heath Ledger could be that person who's just like, he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it, and then boom, he just does it. So when we are introduced to Harvey Dent's Two-Face, we're just like, he won't do it. But then again, what if? We start to question. We start to question it, and it just like, and that's kind of where that intensity is almost presented.
no, I love. And honestly, like, I didn't even think about the fucking intensity until watching Oppenheimer, because
Shit.
out of all of his fucking movies, Interstellar. I know we're supposed to fucking get to Oppenheimer, but Interstellar.
It all feeds into it.
Interstellar
PPF,
is like,
right?
there's multiple tense moments in Interstellar,
Oh.
with landing on Miller's planet with the waves. There's fighting the fucking black hole.
Yes.
There's fighting Dr. Mann when he destroys the fucking ship,
Yes.
or takes their ship. When he fucking like, there's so many intense moments
So
in
many
Interstellar.
moments. But then when you look at Oppenheimer, you can say the same thing.
Oh no! Spoiler alert, when they're about to set off the fucking bomb, that was.
That was like an epitome of intensity.
But he did it so fucking
well.
beautifully.
But no,
Because-
okay.
No,
Like-
no, hold on.
Keep going.
He does it so well
Keep going.
that he did it in pure fucking silence.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going into, because like the moments before, the moments when the bomb went off, and then the moments before the sonic boom were probably like some of the best moments of the entire movie
Some of the best moments in fucking cinema.
in cinema, and they were done in silence. And
Pure.
that makes it even
fucking
more
silence.
impressive.
I think that's probably
Because it's understandable, because the timing between the sight of an explosion and the boom of an explosion, that time frame, he worked magic,
And
like
timed it-
genuine magic
timed it perfectly.
perfectly.
But also, he showed 3 different points of view.
which is even more impressive, because he was able to emphasize those points of view
Yeah.
by emphasizing the one, like establishing the distances between each point of view.
Yeah, each point of
so
view.
that you understand the science behind it, but then also the effect, because like even though, so what? Let's say, so from Oppenheimer's point of view, that's that blast, right? That it was the most intense. But then you take it from the point of view of those. Remember the ones that were, spoiler alert, laying on the mats, right? Who had the when that was the
second far back.
That was the second one.
Yeah. Oppenheimer was the closest.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon was on the second,
He
the
was
mask.
the second, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you can visually see that, because when if you remember there was a guy.
No, I don't remember.
Oh yeah, you don't.
No,
Okay. There was a guy who was in the bunker with Oppenheimer, correct?
Yeah.
There was a guy who was in the bunker with him, but then it was like, fuck this, I'm going outside the bunker to like.
Oh yeah.
Right. So he went outside the bunker, but he felt that impact of that
Yeah,
sonic
he got
blast.
blown back.
He got blown back, right? But then when you switch to Matt Damon's point of view, that blast, it was like it was like a strong gust of wind almost. So it was just like,
Yeah, but then they go all the way back to like Jack Quaid sitting in the
Right.
car,
right,
and
it was like
they
almost
don't
nothing.
get
It was
anything.
just like you heard it, but it was just like, oh, some dust kicked up, and
Yeah.
like it would, like you would see their hair move in the wind and shit. he was able to capture the fact that they were at so many distances with, I want to say, 3 different senses at least.
Yeah,
At
it's 3
least-
different point of views. Almost.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was 3 different point of views, but I want to say 3 different senses because we visually saw the effects of like how strong the wind was, but then we also audibly heard how loud it was.
That in 3
Yes.
3 different stages and
It
3 different
was
senses.
a loud boom, then
Yeah.
it increasingly
Because
got
when-
softer.
Because when Oppenheimer first saw whatnot, you got the boom,
You got the boom.
and you got the blinding light.
Then yes,
Then the second one
yes,
was the push.
yes. Essentially, just like
Yeah,
you felt it.
Yeah.
You felt it.
But then you got the blinding light.
Yes.
And then the third one, you
was
didn't. You all you got was like
that blinding
you
light.
just got to see it in the distance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he was able to capture that audibly, visually, and physically. So it's just like, it's just impressive because
100%.
I mean,
This is why I'm sorry. Christopher Nolan is the best in the business.
I honestly I have to agree that he's probably the best.
He is my
All-time.
all-time favorite director.
He's probably.
Well, I'm very excited to do this episode.
I think he is like just the best all time because he is able to attract your attention and then put you in the setting in as close to 4D as possible.
Not only the fact that everything that he did for the movie and how he
Cheers.
did the movie. Cheers.
Bangarang.
Bangarang. Everything he did for the movie and how. We'll work on that. Everything he does for the movie and how he does the movie. Like, he barely uses special effects,
Yeah.
right?
Another impressive feat.
The explosion was 100% conventional, real explosion, timed it perfectly, filmed it perfectly. I think for me, one of the most amazing and mind-blowing things that he did for this movie, not only casting Cillian Murphy as Oppenheimer, which I think was probably the best. I can't see
I don't
anybody
think
else
could kill that better.
playing that role. He did it amazingly. He wrote this, or him and his brother write the screenplays for these movies or their movies and whatnot.
Who's his brother? Don't know off the top of your head.
Nope.
Google, you got it.
They wrote the screenplay in first person.
Right.
100%.
Which shows from the movie.
Yeah,
itself,
100% first person. When you look at the screenplay,
Right?
it says Oppenheimer, and what Oppenheimer
Everything.
what
outside
Oppenheimer
of
is doing. Typically, it's a narration. Oppenheimer walks through the window. Oppenheimer looks upon the lake. His screenplay was Oppenheimer. I looked upon the lake and watched the rain fall, hit the lake, and expand out in ripples like small nuclear blasts.
I knew
and-
that immediately, even from.
Yeah.
I don't know if
And-
you also noticed. I'm sorry to
No,
cut
go
you
ahead.
off. And another.
Hurry up,
thing-
motherfucker, because I'm waiting.
Another thing that.
Oh
they
my god, you're not there yet? No, I'm
emphasized-
sorry.
Another thing that they emphasized was, I don't know if you noticed, but those the almost particle effect that they had in the beginning of the movie when he was like visualizing essentially when he had the ripples.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But then he also had like almost a stardust effect.
Mhm.
That was playing from the moment they got into Los Alamos. Like there was always essentially a feature of like it was essentially shown as like the dust kicking up from being in New Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like there was always that sense of I don't know, it was just always there, essentially, like
Yeah.
it was just really impressive how he was able to capture just like the importance of each moment, like
Oh, no, 100%.
and then also relate it back to the basis of Oppenheimer himself and how he views the world, because that was always something that they emphasized, was that for some reason, some way, some shape or form, he always just saw things differently.
Mm-hmm.
And that very much showed in, you know, that, like how you were saying, the ripple effect of the rain dropping down and causing that nuclear chain reaction that was so important.
But the raindrops signified every nation in the world having these nuclear weapons.
Right, because he also saw them on the map, right? But then when he was looking at the lake, when the raindrops were hitting the lake, it was just like each raindrop had its own effect, but it always caused a chain reaction.
Yeah.
And that was always a constant theme, a chain reaction being continuous.
I'm sorry, but
okay, I don't know if this is something that you caught on. I just caught on to this.
Yeah,
I'm just now thinking about this, but like when you look at the raindrops in the lake, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was always one raindrop would fall, cause a ripple, go outwards, and then another raindrop would fall, causing a ripple that would clash, but it was always continuous, right? They always feared a chain reaction that would never stop. I think they still achieved that. A chain reaction that would essentially never stop. Not in the sense that it burned up the atmosphere, but...
No, yeah. They say it in the end of the movie, though.
Right. Wait, what exactly did they say? Do you remember?
Well, no, I remember the last line of the movie, which... Okay.
When they were revealing what they said to Albert? To Albert Einstein? Yeah, okay.
That line, I think, is probably... As I said before, when we walked out of that theater, it was probably one of the most profound fucking movies I think I've ever seen.
I have to agree.
When he's talking to Albert Einstein and he calls him back, as you see Robert Downey Jr.
walking towards
them, and they pay no mind to him whatsoever. Like, he does not matter, he does not exist, which I thought was the play on that. I can't even fucking stress how important and beautiful this scene is. And just, God, fuck. All right, so
But how subtle it was done. That just makes it more
impressive. When you see Robert walking towards them and Einstein is walking away and Op calls to him, and he turns around and he tells him, like, when I came to you with those calculations about destroying the world, and Einstein says, yes, I remember it clearly. He said, what about it? And he says, I think we did.
I think we did, yes.
And then you see, it's all in Einstein.
Yes.
Yeah. The look on his, which is why he turns around and doesn't say shit. Doesn't look at him in the eye, doesn't acknowledge him. He just walks off because he knows that Oppenheimer's fucking right and walks away. But then they pan in on the lake and then on Oppenheimer's face and dude, Cillian Murphy's stare is scary. If that man was staring me down in the subway, I'd just give him my wallet.
I'd be like, okay, dude, whatever you want, it's yours. I'm sorry.
He could just be in a fucking trance and just happen to be looking my way, and I just walk up to him like, I'm so sorry.
I hope he doesn't light a cigarette, because that's gonna scare me even more. Like, shit. I'm like, fuck, dude, okay. I'm
like, if I see him light a cigarette, I'm like, oh, I'm getting a Peaky Blinders speech. Ooh, this shit's about to go down. Yeah, the way that they did that scene, I think, was probably the best ending of a movie I have seen in maybe the last...
It was... But it was
3 years at least.
It was like, it was not just tying a knot, you know? It wasn't answering a question.
I wouldn't even say it was tying a knot.
It wasn't even because of that. It wasn't even just like... Because obviously, the reason why I say tying a knot is because, you know, there was some point in a movie where we were questioning, like, okay, he's right. Why was Albert not, like, he didn't even want to look him in the eye. Albert Einstein didn't want to look Robert Downey Jr. in the eye because of something that Oppenheimer had said to him. Obviously, that it was a question on our minds, you know.
Well, and they point that out.
Right. You know,
but then, you know, like, they give it that point in the dialogue where he says, like, well, what if they weren't even talking about you?
Exactly.
And I'm not even joking. At that point, I was like, you motherfuckers better show that scene, or I swear to God.
I knew they were. I knew they were. Unless there was an Oppenheimer 2, I knew they were. Shit. Come on now. When they said that shit, I was just like, okay.
Hollywood, Oppenheimer 2. Please make it happen. Get Michael Bay to direct it.
Motherfucker, it's Christopher Nolan
So we
or
can-
nothing.
Get Michael Bay to do it so we can have a douchebag explosion.
We're gonna see like 30 nukes go off, and it's not even gonna be historically correct.
And a field with a bunch of hot bitches just standing there staring at the explosion like, what's going on?
Megan Fox gonna be out in the middle of New Mexico, like, what do I do?
Just run from it. Where's Shia LaBeouf?
Isn't there supposed to be like Optimus Prime or something? Fuck, dude. But no, it's like
Michael Bay, suck my ass.
it wasn't the fact that they brought it full circle and came back to the point where, you know, they had answered that, oh, what did he say to him? It was the fact that we knew all along.
Yeah.
Like, because it was something that was already established. Like, they had already talked about the chain reaction. They had already talked about what could happen because of this. But it was the fact that he had already established that well before they even had a solution to winning that arms race, you know? Like, the fact that, like...
But see, that's the thing about Christopher Nolan movies is that he gives you the hints
well before
anything.
before.
And he gives you that hint when he's like, I can introduce you to Einstein. And he says,
It's like,
there's no need. I've
I
known him
already
for
know.
years.
Yes.
Which is, like, that's why he freaked out. He's like, well, they're talking about me. They're talking. He's fucking insecure. But they show his insecurity from the very beginning of the fucking movie. And it's like, if you don't pay attention to those kinds of fucking things, you're like, well, why?
It doesn't
like,
mean anything.
Like, yeah, like, why is he fucking like? Why is he acting that way?
Yeah.
And I love that they got Robert Downey Jr.
It just made that
to play.
It just made it that more like that much more because he was essentially
He was the developed villain at the very
Yes.
end of the fucking movie, and I loved how they did it.
That and because, you know, this just speaks to Robert Downey Jr. He's always been that character who was held to a pinnacle.
Oh God,
You know, because Robert Downey Jr.'s character in this movie was held to like that high standard. That Dr. Strauss was he? I don't know if he was a doctor, but Strauss was.
Strauss.
He was like, I mean, shit. He was about to be in the cabinet of the United States. Like, that's a very high regard. But for them to toy with that is just like something almost even more impressive.
Now, just the way that I don't know, the way that he portrayed that character. If he doesn't get fucking nominated, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
If Cillian
Murphy
doesn't-
needs to be nominated.
Man,
I
if
don't
he
give a
doesn't,
damn.
no, if Cillian doesn't win,
Shit. He needs to win. He will get nominated. He needs to win
he needs to win.
because like
So far, right now, from what I've seen
there's
this
nothing,
year,
there's nothing comparing.
there's
nothing comparing. Let's be real.
Spider-Man will win for animated.
Of course.
Fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Killian needs to win
fine
for Oppenheimer.
yes. What was that? I guess just best actor. Like
Best actor in the leading role.
yeah, best actor leading role,
He
and then best
has,
supporting role is.
There's no fucking way he can't. I'm sorry. If there's a movie that will challenge this fucking movie, please show it to me. Please show it to me. I will watch that shit and I will deep fucking analyze it stoned off my ass. But there's no fucking movie that I can think of right now that has come out so far in this year.
I don't know if Fast and Furious X is coming out.
Man, you're right. That fucking Momoa.
Man.
Woo!
Ooh, shit.
It's all about family.
Hey, family.
That'll be family.
Oh, dude, yeah. Speaking of Expendables 3 or 4, man, shit.
God.
Expendables 4, man.
Don't tell me that shit.
50 Cent in that motherfucker.
50 Cent. 50 Cent. You're gonna put 50 Cent in a movie with a bunch of old ass action dudes?
I mean,
How many action films has 50 Cent been in?
50 Cent's old. Let's be real.
I know he's old, but how many action films is
no.
he? Okay, so think of it this way. The Expendable
What's that show?
Huh.
What's the show he owns?
Power?
Power.
Yeah. Think about how many okay,
Shit.
everything about the Expendables is bringing a whole bunch of old action stars into one movie.
Fuck
It's a beautiful concept.
Yes. Fuck it.
It's a nice idea,
Why not?
right? It's a Broforce movie. That's all it is. It's a Broforce movie. All of them have been Broforce movies. You brought in Terry Crews. Cool.
God.
Like, why not? You brought in Dolph Lundgren. Is he really an action star anymore? Don't get me wrong, Dolph. I fucking love you. You're amazing, but don't come to my house and kick my ass for this one. Are you really an action star still? Like, we could see it in Creed 2. But then,
he
like,
shouldn't have been in that bit.
no, he should have been.
No,
he played the right role.
Back, yeah.
That was a great fucking movie.
He didn't do anything that he shouldn't have done.
But
he did exactly what he needed.
But he's still an action star. He was the first fucking Punisher.
Yes.
The man has fucking street cred and respect.
Yes.
100%.
But it stops
50
there.
Cent. I don't But I mean, don't hold on.
Don't stop.
Don't get me wrong though, because I feel like he has more credit to fucking be there than Megan fucking Fox. Why?
I don't know why she's in the movie.
Why?
I don't know why she's in the movie.
Why?
Doesn't she have a fuck fest with like Jason Statham too?
Why?
Jason Statham belongs in that movie.
Why? I don't fucking get it.
Jason Statham belongs in the movie because like all he's been known for is just action.
You know he used to be a diver.
Really?
He used to be a professional diver. He used to be a professional diver. Like no,
With that
not like diving in the ocean. Like
like diving off a diving board.
yeah,
Really?
yeah. No, fucking Tori showed me the video the other day.
Like of him like doing flips and shit.
Yeah, he just off the diving board into the pool. Jason Statham, actual diver.
Nice
Did
little
not know
splash.
that shit.
Nice little splash.
He has hair.
Jason Statham has hair?
Yeah, he looks like a young Bruce Willis.
Oh God.
Actually, I mean, I'm not even joking. That's actually, I think that's pretty accurate. Anyways,
Well,
Megan Fox. Why?
I don't know why she's in that movie.
Shia LaBeouf has more right to be in one of those fucking
Yes.
movies than Megan fucking Fox does.
Yes. Because at least Shia LaBeouf was in Transformers.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Not only that, he was in Eagle Eye.
He was in Eagle Eye.
He was in...
Fucking Eagle Eye. Holy shit.
That wasn't a terrible movie.
I actually liked Eagle Eye. I watched that shit with my family.
It wasn't a great movie.
It wasn't great, but it was like,
It was entertaining.
yes. For the type of movie that it was, and like, that...
He was in Fury.
Fuck, he was in Fury.
That was a good fucking movie.
He was in Fury.
Even though he... Was it John Bernthal or Brad Pitt that he punched? He punched one of them.
I think it was Brad Pitt.
I think it was Brad Pitt, too.
I think it was Brad, yeah.
Either way, he was just on John Bernthal's... Not just. This was a while ago.
Yeah.
But he was on John Bernthal's podcast.
Oh,
and,
yeah?
like, explained himself and talked, cried,
Oh, yeah,
all that.
because fucking...
I have a lot more respect for the man than...
Shia LaBeouf he been through some shit.
He has
I
been through
remember
some shit.
He had like a nice little...
Yeah.
Not nice, but he had a little dark period of just like...
Little.
He went through...
He had a large dark period.
Yeah, he went through a fucking ringer. Like, he was...
I used to talk shit on him a while back, and like
I mean, it was hard not to after Transformers.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
After what was it? No, I'm sorry. After Rise of the Fallen, you couldn't help but talk shit.
I didn't even want to talk about Rise of the Fallen.
Oh, come on, Optimus!
Yeah, even in the first one, they just portrayed him as a bitch. Let's be real. I mean,
Bumblebee!
he was like going against aliens, so it's like, what can a human really do?
Man.
But like at the same time,
I'm sorry, but okay, that was one of my. Okay. I don't want to trail off here, but the animated Transformers movie, there was only like 1 to 2 fucking humans that ever actually goddamn interacted, right? But you're talking about like it was like a controlled situation where there was all they had to care for was 1 to 2 fucking humans.
it was a handful at most.
Right?
Transformers, by the end of Transformers 1,
Why?
you had
Why
Shia
bring it to
LaBeouf,
Earth?
You had his girlfriend, you had, I don't know, everybody that was like in the vicinity.
The entire city of fucking New York.
Yes. You had, what's his name? Not Mark Wahlberg, but he looked like Mark Wahlberg.
Oh God.
Then you had, what's his name? Fucking Tyrese fucking Gibson.
Oh.
Why?
Josh Duhamel.
Josh Duhamel.
And Tyrese. Which, I'm sorry.
And they continued it. They didn't keep Shia LaBeouf because they wanted, Cade Yeager.
Cade Yeager.
But they kept Tyrese Gibson. Of all people, like, why?
I don't fucking know.
Why? I mean, yes. Damn, wait. Hold on. Is Tyrese Gibson the Black John Cena?
You fucking know he is. You know he is.
That motherfucker said yes to
Tyrese
Fast and
is the
Furious
Black John
and
Cena.
Transformers.
And they were in a movie together. Fast 9.
And X.
Wait, what?
Oh, and X.
Who was in a movie together?
John Cena and Tyrese.
Oh yeah, you're right.
White and black versions of the same person.
Motherfuckers just can't say no.
Divorce and child support shit, so he's gotta take a check wherever he can get it.
I mean, yeah.
Who's
true.
that? Tyrese? Oh.
Black
I
baby
don't know.
daddy type shit.
I've never seen Tyrese as a good actor ever. Not once. Not a single
He's
time.
been funny. I give you that.
Name one time.
You better hide that baby oil. You better hide that big ass forehead.
That was The Rock being funny.
I mean, yes, but it was also Tyrese being a supporting actor.
Supporting actor, my ass. That was a blooper. They kept
It
it in the
was.
fucking movie.
It was. It definitely was. And Ludacris made that part funny.
I'm sorry. Like, this will have to be a whole other episode or thing or whatever. They took a car into space.
Stop. I don't even want to talk about
A
this shit.
car
They flew a car out of the back of an airplane. That's enough. You don't even have
into
to talk about the space.
space.
part.
Isn't there something like a set of a branch of government
That what?
that monitors the fucking-sphere of our goddamn planet
you could
that
say
would keep a
that.
plane?
You're loud.
You could say that, but you could also say fucking gravity.
Yeah.
Like, hello?
Not only that, there was a man that tried to enter the stratosphere with a car and a jet engine. It was a very, very, very long time ago. The car obviously didn't make
That
it.
makes more
It didn't
sense.
even get liftoff. He slammed into a mountain. All they found was teeth and burnt hair. The man completely disintegrated. But the car literally didn't exist after the crash. Like, there was nothing about the car. All they found was like
Surprised
pieces
his
of rubber.
teeth existed.
Well, teeth are actually very strong.
That's very true.
Fucking, like, you took a car, and somehow made it space worthy.
Airtight seals.
How did they get down?
Parachutes.
They entered-
Cars don't have heat shields.
Parachutes, dude. I mean, if you build a car like a spaceship,
I'm
maybe,
sorry,
you
dude.
know, maybe you can get away with it.
The Fast movies are the dumbest
Yes.
fucking things besides slasher films.
We say that in contrast to the, great films of the Christopher Nolan. Bring it all back full circle. If you haven't already seen Oppenheimer, if you don't plan on it, stop watching this or listening to this
if you don't
podcast.
plan on watching Oppenheimer, then you need to recalculate some decisions in your life.
Yeah.
It is an unbelievable.
And if that offends you, fuck you.
It's an unbelievably amazing movie. It's unprecedented and extremely profound for our day and age, and it's something you should definitely fucking watch. Because it just doesn't make sense to not. Fuck watching Barbie. Go watch Oppenheimer.
I don't know, dude. Ken.
I mean, Ryan Gosling. Yeah. Yeah.
And on that note, I think we will call it there
If you can even call this an episode.
on our Christopher Nolan rant.